All right, so we're back in the saddle here. We're just going along. We're kind of sandwiched in between Keemle Creek, which you can see to the west, and the highway, which is just to the east of us here. We're going to start kind of turning a little bit. We're heading 108, so sort of southeast, or sorry, east southeast. So I'm going to zip you ahead a little bit. We're actually just up here. We're just going to come alongside the highway. So here you can see some of the beautiful views, and so here you can see the continuation of the Palisades here, the Pijitawabik Palisades. Just absolutely gorgeous. Even without the leaves on the trees a few weeks ago, it was just gorgeous because it was all, when I was here back in early October, it was all yellow and orange. If I have a picture, I'll throw that up there. So just up here, we're going to come alongside, or like right alongside the highway, and we do that once again a little bit further to the west. Here again, you can see that beautiful view of Gorge Creek coming over the side of the Palisades. So again, this is part of the Trans-Canada Highway. This is Highway 11, and so the highway actually splits in Nipigon, which is to the south of us, and this is the northern route through this part of Ontario. This is the route that's very favored by transport trucks because it's a little bit longer. I think it's about 40 or 50 miles longer going to Toronto, but it's flatter, and so there's a lot of transport traffic on this piece of highway. So again, here's another beautiful view of the Palisades. Again, would have been quite impressive coming along with the train back in the days. Passenger service on this line was terminated in 1956, so there was only passenger service for only about 40 years actually. All right, so I'm going to zip you ahead a little bit more here. So just enjoy the view here as we're coming up through this little rock cut here. Kind of laboring a little bit. It's ballast is a little thick through this section. So here we're just continuing to go through this another piece of cut here. We've continued to turn. Now we're almost heading south. So we're at almost 170 degrees our bearing here. There should be a little point of interest up here. Yeah, it's up in a few hundred meters. All right, I'll zip you ahead to that. All right, so we'll pull up here for a second. We've got a little point of interest, and so you can actually see some cabling here. You can actually see some the post in the ground and the metal wire. So that's a support for the telegraph pole. And so here you can see the remains of that telegraph pole. The reason why we're stopping here, pull off my helmet, you can see there's a few insulators that are left. They're all kind of damaged. So here you can see there's a Dominion 42, and we actually have the remains of a couple green ones. Again, the only reason why these are here is because they're damaged. I think this is a Hemingway. I'm going to assume the same as that one. Usually the green ones, if you watch these episodes regularly, you know that the green ones are always gone. They're always picked over. So again, they're just here because they're broken. All right, so we'll jump back up on the bike here, and we'll just keep plugging along, and we've got another stop coming up just up ahead. Okay, back in the saddle and just pushing along to the west. As I mentioned, we do have a stop coming up pretty soon here. It's still cloudy outside. You can see the odd little patch of sort of blue, and again, I hope it stays that way. It just makes for kind of a really goofy day. I had to take my gloves off. I was really starting to overheat. And I still have my skull cap on, but I feel like if I take that off, I'm gonna freeze my head because I am sweating. Ballast is bad here. That's a little bit better. Lots of all-terrain vehicle traffic on here, and it seems like they really kind of dig up the ballast there in the middle. All right, so I'll push ahead again to this next point of interest. It's just coming up right up here, right around this bend, as we're passed through this this cut. Oh, there's a grouse. There's been a few grouse here and there today. You can hear this branch of Keemle Creek running beside us. And so essentially the water that you're hearing runs out of Sinclair Lake. And right up here, we have a bridge crossing. And so this is actually one of the larger bridges here. Not really any big bridges south of the Pustagani River. There's one up by McCollum's, which you saw in a previous video. So we'll pull up here for a second, and then we'll make our way across. All right, so we're gonna head across this this bridge. You can see that it's basically just a small timber and pile trestle. It's basically got the gravel pan deck. You can see the catwalks on the side. You don't really see too many bridges on this line with the or trestles with the catwalks on the side. Here you can see the water flowing in this branch of Keemle Creek, again coming out of Sinclair Lake. You can see the mileage, the milepost marker on the bridge, so 96.9, and again that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. And so for the original lines, so for the Nipigon subdivision, the Dorion subdivision, again, we have to subtract the 49.7 miles. And so again, 96.9 becomes 97.2. 97.2. So the bridge itself here is about 65, the trestle is about 65 feet long. You can see there's quite a bit of water flowing through here. It's interesting. I was here last summer, so summer 2020, and basically the creek was almost dry. I don't know what it would have like been this past summer because it was even drier. And then we were here again about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and there was a lot less water. And so what we did is I actually filmed some video from the underneath of the structure. And so what I'll do is I'll use that footage from a few weeks ago to show you kind of the side and the underside of the bridge. So we'll go and take a look at that footage. Okay, so we've made our way down here below the grade on the east side, and so you can see the creek here flowing along. Very, very beautiful. What's kind of really interesting right here, I don't know if it extends any farther, but they've actually done a little bit of retaining work here. And so you can see this really kind of neat stacked rock wall here to kind of protect the northern abutment of the bridge. So you can see all of this rock that's been kind of stacked here beside. And then we'll carefully make our way over here. And so here you can see the side of the trestle. You can actually see some of the piles from the original structure that are under here. And so we'll carefully make our way over here. A little bit more water than I expected. It's been very, very dry. Although it's been we've gotten a little bit more rain here in September. We're now into October. So again, you can see some of the original piles. You can see a whole bunch of pins here from the original trestle work. Don't know if we can get our way across here without getting wet. Maybe we'll just work our way through and over here onto the west side. You can see the milepost marker right above us there, 96.9. You can see a little bit better now. And so here on the west side, you can see there's quite a bit of debris in the river. You can see a lot of this rock. You can see all the rock that's been in here. So it's almost like they sort of helped form the channel here and sort of tried to protect this northern side of the bridge structure. Again, if we come back this way carefully, there's a piece of wire down here. That's from. If we come back, and this bridge just reeks of creosote. Man, oh man. So there you can see some of the original piles, or the piles from the previous structure, sitting in the creek. All right, so we'll make our way back up to the level of the creek, to the level of the grade, and then just continue pushing our way to the south.